past the places we used to go. Every corner whispers your name. The laughter and the quiet nights now feel like a fleeting flame. I thought I left you behind, buried the pain, closed the door, but memories sneak back at night, and I feel it all once more. I try to smile, I try to live, but the past keeps pulling me. Some love doesn't fade completely, even when it's history. Tears over old love fall like rain on my heart. Even though you're gone, your memory won't depart. Tears over old love, every smile, every fight, haunt me softly in the dark, through every lonely night. I see your face in strangers' eyes, hear your voice in the wind. Some part of me is frozen there where our story begins. I can't rewrite the pages now, can't bring back what we had, but every tear reminds me still of the love that made me glad. I tell myself it's time to move, but the past won't let me be. Some love leaves marks forever, even when it sets you free. Tears over old love fall like rain on my heart. Even though you're gone, your memory won't depart. Tears over old love, every smile, every fight, haunt me softly in the dark, through every lonely night. Maybe one day I'll look back and feel peace instead of pain, but tonight I'm holding on to what we couldn't sustain. Because even love that's over still deserves a gentle cry. Some hearts carry echoes long after they say goodbye. Tears over old love fall like rain on my soul. Even if you're gone, you still make me whole. Tears over old love, softly I remember you. Every laugh, every tear, every love we knew. Tears over old. I told myself I learned my lesson, promised I'd be stronger now. Built my walls from past confessions, swore I wouldn't fall somehow. But you came in soft and honest, like a hand I could trust. And I believed in love again, even though it turned to dust. I knew the risk, I felt the fear, still I let you in. Because a heart that's tired of hurting still wants to feel something. Now my heart's in pieces again, scattered on the floor. I said I wouldn't break like this, but here disappear. Said I was safe with you, but words feel light when love feels heavy and promises don't come true. I gave you parts I barely healed, parts I tried to hide, and now I'm bleeding from the places I let you inside. I stayed when I should have walked away, ignored the warning signs, because hope is dangerous when you've been lonely too long. Now my heart's in pieces again, scattered on the floor. I said I wouldn't break like this, but here I am once more. My heart's in pieces again, from loving too deep too fast. I try to move on from the pain, but the pain came back. Maybe this is who I am, someone who loves too hard, someone who believes in people even when they leave scars. I won't regret the love I gave, even if it ends in pain. I'd rather feel my heart break than feel nothing again. My heart's in pieces again, but it's still beating strong. Even shattered, it remembers how to carry on. My heart's in pieces again, but I'll gather what remains, because every time it breaks apart, it learns how to heal again. Heart in pieces again, but still capable of love, of love. They're almost full, but silent still. I felt the distance you couldn't feel. No arguments, no storms to fight, just empty hearts and fading light. I reached for you, you looked away. No words to help us stay. Sometimes life just disappears without a cry, without a tear. I thought we'd talk it out, but the silence said it all. Some endings aren't dramatic, they just quietly fall. We ended without words, no final I love you left, just the echo of our hearts in a love we couldn't protect. We ended without words, no last fight, no goodbye, just a quiet understanding that it was time to untie. I remember every glance, every smile that hid the pain. We tried to dance around the truth, but it never stayed the same. I held on to the memories that couldn't hold us here, and realized sometimes love ends without the sound you fear. No tears, no screams or lies, just empty space between. Some love fades into silence, leaving traces unseen. just a quiet understanding that it was time to untie. Maybe someday I'll forgive the silence that we shared. The love that left without a voice still lingers in the air. I remember what was real, even if it couldn't last. Some endings need no words to mark a love that's past. We ended without words, but the memories remain of a love we spoke in silence, and the sometimes that says enough. Rearview mirror is a blur of what we were, a fading Polaroid of him, her. I've packed the memories in a heavy iron crate and left the what-ifs hanging on the garden gate. The map is torn and the engine's running cold, and I'm starting on a story that's never been told. The sun is going down on the life that I knew. I'm trading in the always for a different view. The pavement is cracked and the sky is turning lead, and it's a bitter road ahead for a heart like mine, tracing out the distance, crossing every line. There's no shortcut home, there's no easy way out, just 1,000 miles of winter and a desert of doubt. I'm putting one foot in front of the dead, walking down the bitter road ahead. I passed a diner where we used to stop for tea. Now it's just a landmark of a ghost of me. Every mile marker is a year we threw away, a physical reminder of the price I have to pay. The wind is in my face and the rain is in my eyes, but I'm finally done with all the sweetest lies. I don't know where I'm going, I just know I'm gone, chasing after shadows until I find the dawn. The asphalt is lonely and the shadows are deep, but I've got 1,000 promises I no longer keep. Yeah, it's a bitter road ahead for a heart like mine, tracing out the distance, crossing every line. There's no shortcut home, there's no easy way out, just 1,000 miles of winter and a desert of doubt. Step by step, mile by mile, haven't seen the sun in a long, long while, just the road so bitter ahead. I'm standing on the porch in the pouring rain, looking through the window at our life again. I see the coffee cup sitting on the stand, and the book we were reading still held in your hand. But I'm reaching in my pocket, and I'm finding there the silver piece of us is no longer there. It's a jagged little metal, it's a tiny little thing, but it's the difference between a home and a sting. I'm a stranger on the threshold, a ghost at the gate, and I'm holding on to nothing but a lost key tonight. Locked out of the always locked out of the light. I can see the hallway, I can see the bed, but I'm living in the silence of the things you said. You changed the tumblers, you changed the soul, and now I'm just a wanderer who's lost all control over a lost key. Over a lost key. I remember the day that you gave it to me. You said this is your home as long as you're free. Now it's sitting in the grass or at the bottom of a lake, just another piece of the promises you break. I'm trying to find a way to pick the lock of your heart, but the more I try to enter, the more we fall apart. Maybe I'll just leave it, maybe I'll just go to a house where the windows don't put on a show of everything I'm missing and everything I've lost. A final inventory of the heavy, heavy cost. Yeah, I'm holding on to nothing but a lost key tonight. Locked out of the always locked out of the light. I can see the hallway, I can see the bed, but I'm living in the silence of the things you said. Knock, knock, but nobody's home. Just me in the rain, and the cobblestone, it's gone. The key is lost. The sky was clear just a minute ago, before the mercury started to drop so low. I saw the look in your eyes, a shifting of the tide, and suddenly there was nowhere left for me to hide. The summer we promised just turned into slaves, and I'm standing alone at the edge of the gate. I can see my breath in the heat of the room, a silent warning of a fast approaching doom. The water is rising and it's turning to stone, and here comes a cold wave crashing on the shore. I don't think I can feel my heart anymore. It's a wall of ice try to build a fire with the scraps of our past, but the wind is too sharp and the frost is too fast. Every I love you is a frozen overlay, a brittle surface that's starting to break. I'm a statue in the garden, I'm a ghost in the hall, watching the winter settle over it all. It's numbing my fingers, it's numbing my brain, a physical silence that's louder than pain. I'm sinking under the silver and the gray, watching the sunlight being carried away. Yeah, here comes a cold wave crashing on the shore. I don't think I can feel my heart anymore. It's a wall of ice, it's a shiver in blue. Everything I am is being buried by you. Let it wash over, let it freeze. I'm going under on my knees, so cold. The wave, just a cold wave. I looked at your picture on the mantle today, and I swear that the edges were turning to gray. I tried to remember the sound of your laugh, but I'm only holding on to the second half. It's like you're a ghost in a house made of glass, watching the light and the forever pass. The colors are leaking, the lines are all blurred. I'm losing the meaning of every last word. The signal is weak and the static is loud, and you're fading away now, right before my eyes, like a slow motion sunset in the winter skies. I'm reaching for a hand that's becoming the air, turning around to find nobody there. The us is a shadow, the always is a vow. It's just fading away now. I checked the messages you sent last July, but they read like a script from a different guy. Girl, I'm tracing the ghost of where you used to sit, like a candle that's forgotten the way to stay lit. gave you all my heart and soul, every piece you didn't know. I stayed awake through endless nights, hoping you'd see the light. I whispered all the words I felt, but you never met me halfway. And every tear I tried to hide just fell for you anyway. I thought love was meant to heal, to lift us when we fall. But sometimes hearts can only break and never feel it all. Love was not returned, no matter how I tried. I gave you all my everything and watched it pass me by. Love was not returned, and still it hurts so deep. A heart that loved so purely now struggles just to sleep. I smiled when you were happy, even if it wasn't with me. I held your laughter in my chest like it was my remedy. I kept the hope alive inside, that someday you'd see. But unrequited love is cruel and doesn't let hearts be free. I thought my love could reach your heart, could make you stay a while. But some hearts are meant to roam, and some love walks in denial. Love was not returned, no matter how I tried. I gave you all my everything and watched it pass me by. Love was not returned, and still it hurts so deep. A heart that loves so purely now struggles just to sleep. Maybe someday I'll forgive the love that wasn't mine, but tonight I feel the ache of wasting all my time. Because some hearts don't notice the ones who love them most, and some love leaves a quiet scar that never finds its ghost. Love was not returned, but I'll rise from the pain. A heart that loves so deeply will learn to love again. Love was not returned, and now I see the truth, that giving all your heart to someone doesn't always bring them to you. Love was not returned, but I'll survive this too. I've been walking through the wreckage of the love I couldn't save. Every night felt endless, every smile felt fake. I lost myself in the silence and the things I couldn't fix. But even in the darkness there was something I still miss. When everything felt broken, you were the light I saw. You are my hope when I'm barely breathing, my reason when I'm done believing. When the world feels cold and I feel alone, you are my hope, you're my way back home. I've made mistakes fallen heart carried wounds I couldn't show. I thought my heart was finished, thought I'd never feel whole. But you saw me through the damage, didn't ask me to be strong. You just stayed and reminded me I still belong. When I couldn't save myself, you held on. You were my hope in my weakest hours, my calm in all the chaos when the night won't let me cope. You are my hope, you are my hope. If I fall, you don't let go. If I break, you let me know that I'm more than all my pain. The love can still remain. You are my hope, my second chance, my reason to believe again. Even when my heart feels torn, you remind me I'm not done. Yeah, you are my hope, and I'm still here because of you. When I forgot how to be strong. You said it softly, like it was nothing, but it hit me like a storm. I try to hold on to your warmth, but they'll echo in my head like a song I can't erase. I replay the final moment, I keep your goodbye in place. I try to move on, try to breathe, try to let the night go, but every time I close my eyes, I keep your goodbye close. I keep your goodbye locked inside my chest. Every word you didn't say still lingers in my breath. I keep your goodbye even though you're far away. A love that ended quietly still haunts me every day. I pass the places we once loved, pretend they don't exist, but every corner whispers you. Every shadow gives a twist. I write letters I'll never send, speak words I can't reclaim, because your goodbye has a home deep inside my veins. I told myself I'd let it go, that I'd forget the pain. But love doesn't disappear, it just leaves a silent stain. I keep your goodbye locked inside my chest. Every word you didn't say still lingers in my breath. I keep your goodbye even though you're far away. A love that ended quietly still haunts me every day. Maybe someday I'll release it and find a way to live, but tonight your absence teaches me how much my heart can give. Even in letting go, there's a part that can't forget, can't hide. I keep your goodbye like a treasure, though it broke me inside. keep your goodbye deep beneath my skin. A love that slips so silently still feels alive within. I keep your goodbye even as the years pass by, because part of me will always love the reason why I keep your goodbye. And a piece of you with me. You didn't leave in anger, you didn't say goodbye. You just stopped holding my hand and wouldn't meet my eyes. Every step you took away was quiet, soft and slow, but every inch of distance was breaking me, you know. I thought love would fight to stay, that we were strong somehow, but I saw it in your silence. You were already gone. When you walked away slowly, my heart fell piece by piece. Every step you took from me stole a little piece. When you walked away slowly, I watched my whole world fade. A love that once felt endless was quietly betrayed. I followed you with questions you never answered back. I kept hoping you would turn and run into my arms, but you kept walking forward like I was just a ghost. And every tear I swallowed proved I loved you more. I thought maybe you were scared, not ready to let go, but some goodbyes are written before we even know. When you walked away slowly, my heart fell piece by piece. Every step you took from me stole a little piece. When you walked away slowly, I watched my whole world fade. A love that once felt endless was quietly betrayed. Maybe someday I'll understand the way you chose to leave. Not with anger, not with hate, but without choosing me. Because some hearts don't break in storms, they break in silent ways. And some goodbyes are whispered through 1,000 empty days. When you walked away slowly, I learned to let you go. A heart that loved too deeply had nothing left to show. When you walked away slowly, though it shattered me, I'll find the strength to heal again and set my heart free. When you walked away slowly, I stayed and learned to breathe. held you close through stormy nights, watched you drift and fade from sight. Every word you said cut deep, but still my heart refused to leave. I gave you love when it hurt the most, carried your heart while mine was ghost. I knew the cost, I felt the flame, but I loved you in pain. I knew the shadows in your eyes could break me if I stayed, but some hearts are stubborn even when they're afraid. I loved you in pain, even when it tore me apart. Gave you my everything, even when it broke my heart. I loved you in pain, though the fire left its scar. Some love is worth the bleeding, even when it's hard. I waited for the warmth you lost, tried to bridge the distance, pay the cost. Every fight, every silent tear, I stayed with you year by year. And though my soul ached quietly, I never let you see the price of loving endlessly is the hurt you carry secretly. I knew the risk, I knew the stakes, still I opened my heart, because loving someone fully means feeling it from the start. I loved you in pain, even when it tore me apart. Gave you my everything, even when it broke my heart. I loved you in pain, though the fire left its scar. Some love is worth the bleeding, even when it's hard. Maybe someday I'll forgive the way it hurt to give, but I won't regret the love I had, even if it made me sad. Some hearts are brave enough to love in spite of fear, and I'll remember every moment, even when you're not near. I loved you in pain, but I survived the night. I carried all the pieces, and I learned to fight. I loved you in pain, but I'm stronger than before. Some love leaves scars, but it opens doors. I loved you in pain, and I'll love I walk through empty rooms at night and feel your shadow on the wall. Your laughter lingers in the air, I hear it in every hall. I try to forget your touch, try to let the memories fade, but your love still finds me. And every night I've made, I thought time would heal this pain, that I could move along. But every whisper, every glance feels like your love's still strong. Your love still haunts me, even when you're gone. It's in the quiet corners, it's in tonight your love remains, and it's here where I stay. Because some hearts leave a mark no time can ever clear, and I'm haunted by your love every day, every year. Your love still haunts me, even when I try. It lingers in my heartbeat, it lingers in my eyes. Your love still haunts me, a shadow I can't fight, the ghost of what we were in the lonely night. Your love still haunts me, and it always will. The thermostat's broken, but the air isn't the cause. It's the permanent winter in the middle of our pause. I'm watching the frost climb the inside of your glass, watching the ghost of your shadow refuse to pass. I checked the connection, but the wires are blue, just a frozen over segment that leads back to you. The heart lost home has turned into ice, paying the ultimate heavyweight price. And now it's just cold forever, a land dark sea, a promise of nothing that I'm forced to keep. No more last kisses, no more tears in my rain, just a statue of us in the garden of pain. The spark is a fossil, the fire is old, everything precious has shattered in the cold. I uninstalled the memory, I deleted the link, but I'm stuck in a permafrost every time that I blink. The crying late nights have crystallized into salt. I'm a glitch in the blizzard, and it's all my fault. I'm scrolling through winters, trapped in the cloud where the silence of forever is getting too loud. Love bleeds into white, then it freezes to gray. There's no solar power to wash it away. Unknown in the marrow, I'm locked in the deep cold forever. It's a secret I keep. The lost spark is buried, the home is a tomb. There's no more oxygen left in the room. The battery's frozen, screen's turning white, just a long distance echo in the dead of the night. You let go. is cold forever. They say time makes it easier, like pain just disappears. But every night I close my eyes and you're still here. I smile when they ask me if I'm finally okay, but I'm just better at hiding what I feel every day. I'm doing all the right things, trying to move on, but healing isn't linear and I'm still holding on. I'm not healing yet, I'm just breathing through the pain. I still feel you in my chest every time I say your name. I'm not healing yet, even if I try my best. I'm learning how to live, but I'm not healing yet. I packed away your letters, deleted all our songs, but my heart still remembers where it belonged. Some days I feel stronger, like I might be okay. Then one thought brings you back and it all breaks again. I don't need advice, I don't need be strong, I just need the freedom to admit something's wrong. I'm not healing yet, I'm just breathing through the pain. I still feel you in my chest every time I say your name. I'm not healing yet, even if I try my best. I'm learning how to live, but I'm not healing yet. Maybe healing comes quietly when I stop keeping score, when I forgive myself for loving you so much before. I won't rush the process, I won't fake being okay. Some wounds need honesty before they fade away. I'm not healing yet, but I'm still standing here, still showing up each morning, still facing all my fears. I'm not healing yet, but I haven't given up. Some hearts take longer to mend when they've loved this much. I'm not healing yet, but I will be. I was cleaning out the attic, moving boxes in the dark, when I found an old blueprint, a sketch, a little spark. It was the house we were gonna build on the edge of the hill, with the wraparound porch and the time standing still. I haven't seen this drawing in 1,000 lonely years, but the ink is still vivid despite all the tears. It's like stumbling on a treasure when the gold has turned to rust, finding a palace underneath a layer of dust. The past has a way of coming back around, and it's a lost dream found in a cardboard the life we wanted. I see the light in the heart, but there's no one to catch me, and there's no one to call. It's a beautiful ghost. It's a hollowed out ground, the heartbreak of a lost dream found. I traced the lines of the garden you said we planned. I tried to look away, but I found that I can't. It's a map to a country that doesn't exist, a destination we were always destined to miss. I'm holding the future we never got to feel, and it's weighing 100 pounds heavier on me. Should I keep the paper? Should I let it burn? Is it a memory or a lesson I've learned? I'm standing in the wreckage of a used to be, finding the pieces of a broken down me. It's a lost dream found in a cardboard box, a key to a door that's missing the lights. I see the lights we wanted. I see the light in the heart, but there's no one to catch me, and there's no one to call. Fold it up, put it away. I can't live in this house today just to keep lost and I was cleaning out the attic, moving boxes in the dark. I smiled when you were leaving, said I'd be just fine. Held my tears in silence, gave you one last sign. I waved like I was stronger, like my heart didn't break. That the moment you were gone was the moment I couldn't fake. I thought goodbye would end the pain, that closure would be kind, but love doesn't mean so easily. It stays behind. I cried after the night when nobody could see, when the door finally closed on us and you were no longer with me. I cried after the night when the night came through. I held 'cause you could feel. Try to make the empty space feel less like losing you. I told myself I'd move on fast, that I'd be alright. But every memory came back and kept me up all night. I thought letting go was easy once you walked away, but every step without your love just taught me how to stay. I cried after goodbye when nobody could see, and the door finally closed on us, and you were no longer with me. I cried after goodbye when the night came through. I held the pain I couldn't show when I was still loving you. Maybe someday I'll forget the way we had to end, but tonight I'm still breaking over what we could have been. Because some goodbyes are brave, but they still leave a scar. And loving you in silence is the hardest part. I cried after goodbye, but I'm learning to be strong. I'm learning how to live again after losing what was born. I cried after goodbye, but I feel in time a heart that broke for real love will one day feel just fine. I cried after goodbye, and now I'm learning to let go. I still say your name in silence, like a prayer I can't forget. Every memory answers back with a heart full of regret. Your shadow lives inside my room, your laughter in my head, and every time I miss you, I cry the words I never said. I try to be a little stronger, every night I'm all the same, because loving you still hurts me every time I say your name. There are tears after your name, every time I speak it out loud. I can smile in front of strangers, but I break when you're around. There are tears after your name, every letter holds the pain. I can hide it from the world, but not from your name. I pass the places we once loved and pretend I'm doing fine, but every corner whispers stories from another time. I keep your picture in my wallet, like a scar I can't erase, and every dream I'm still chasing ends right back in your embrace. I told myself that that your memory would fade, babe. But some loves leave a shadow that no time can ever change. There are tears after your name. Every time I speak it out loud, I can smile in front of strangers, but I break when you're around. There are tears after your name. Every letter holds the pain. I can hide it from the world, but not from your name. Maybe someday I'll say your name without my voice breaking down, without these shaking hands, without my heart beating loud. But tonight your name is heavy, like a truth I can't outrun, because loving you is written in every tear I've become. There are tears after your name, in every line that I write, in every lonely moment, in the middle of the night. There are tears after your name, and they fall just the same. I can learn to live without you, but not without your name. Tears after